What would you choose, guys? Heatsink from the motherboard or original heatsink that comes with your M.2 SSD? Now today we're going to find out a bit more how the Samsung 990 Pro with heatsink has thermals, right? So in all the benchmarks I'll have the idle thermals, so it will be normal for each of the benchmark, and we're going to check out for each benchmark what is the temperature on this one, because I'm quite curious. It looks really slim, and this means only one thing additionally. Apart from your computer, you can place it in your PlayStation 5, first of all because of the thickness, and secondly and most importantly because of the speed, because we are talking about the M.2 NVMe Gen 4x4 SSD. So this is Samsung 990 Pro with heatsink, 4 terabytes of storage, and it's insane, I do have to say. First of all, let's talk about the design of the passive heatsink. It looks completely different, and they designed it a bit differently. So you have this part of the red stripes where in the middle you have an LED indication light that actually turns on when you place it inside your PC and turn it on, which is quite nice. Subtle Samsung logo as per usual, and at the back you have some details about part number, serial number and model, and that's it. So yeah, that's when we're talking about the visual aspect. Standard form factor 2280, and we have some other details that you need to know. So controller is Samsung Pascal S4LV008. Flash memory type is Samsung 3D TLC VNAND, and the buffer size is 2 gigabytes. You can choose 1, 2 and 4 terabytes. Sequential read speeds goes up to 7450 megabytes per second, while the sequential write speed goes up to 6900. Dimensions with the heatsink: 80.15 times 25 times 8.88 millimeters. Maximum weight is 28 grams, so you don't have to worry about that. Of course, it's an in-house controller, but I already told you which one is it. Cache memory: Samsung 4GB low power DDR4 SD-RAM for the 4 terabyte, and for 2 terabytes we have 2 gigabytes, and for 1 terabyte we have 1 gigabyte. We have auto garbage collection algorithm, AES 256-bit encryption, class 0 TCG Opal. Smart Entrim is supported. Meantime before failure is 1 million hours. Operating temperature from 0 to 70 degrees Celsius, and shock resistance 1500 G and 0.5 milliseconds health sign. The warranty for the SSD goes 5 years or 2400 TBW. So it's quite interesting. Now when we go to more details, what you need to know additionally, they compared to 980 Pro with 990 Pro. So 990 Pro has more power efficient performance. So when you compare with 980 Pro, 877 megabytes per watt, and 990 Pro 1319 megabytes per watt. So this is something completely different when we take into consideration while benchmarking SSDs. So let's check out the smart thermal solution. We have heatsink, then underneath we have top TIM, which is the thermal interface material. I would say something like thermal pads. Nickel coated controller bottom TIM, so you have the bottom part as well, and heatsink bottom. The tin body is compatible as already stated. PlayStation 5 desktop laptops meeting the PCI SIG D8 standard. With Samsung Magician you can really unlock, let's say, an ultimate power from the 990 Pro, because you can basically check there literally anything with the drive dashboard, then drive details, performance benchmarks, diagnostic scan, performance optimization, and over provisioning. You can also secure erase it, PSID revert, and encrypted drive. You have really loads of options, but this time we'll just skip that part, because after all we are going to check out the speeds and the thermals at the same time. This is going to be interesting. Now what I can say is I tested it as per usual in 3 different benchmarking tools. So AES SSD, and ideal for the 990 Pro was 36 degrees Celsius, while the maximum temperature was 41. Auto disk benchmark, here we get something more interesting. Read speed 6.98 gigabytes per second, while the write speed 6.53 gigabytes per second. 36 degrees Celsius in idle, 59 degrees Celsius at max. Crystal disk mark, read speed 7473.48 megabytes per second, write speed 69.9106 megabytes per second. Idle thermal was 36 again, and the maximum thermals went up to 65 degrees. Now I'll also do that test with 90.1 gigabyte file, single file. Read speeds go up to 4.33 gigabytes per second and write speeds 3.38 gigabytes per second. I think I'll need a bigger file to test out these SSDs that have enormous speeds just to see what they can achieve. Now when I compare this one to 990 Pro without the heatsink and 980 Pro, we have quite interesting results because in Autodisk benchmark, read speeds for 990 Pro, and it was 1 terabyte, 6950, while this was 6980. 6420 write speeds for 990 Pro, here we have 6530, and 980 Pro I don't have to mention, 6460 read and 4890 write. In Crystal Disk Mark, we also have a bit of an advantage, but I wouldn't say this is about the heatsink, it's more about the storage, cache and everything else, but you can see the comparison and that's all there is to it. What I can say, it's good that it doesn't thermal throttle, and to be honest, I wouldn't even expect Samsung SSDs to do that. And the good thing in Autodisk benchmark, you can actually check that out, because some SSDs, as I already mentioned in a couple of reviews before, when you push them to the limit in Autodisk benchmark, you'll see varieties in speeds in each read and write. It goes up and down for 500, even 1 gigabyte. So it's everywhere if it thermal throttles. But if it doesn't thermal throttle, the difference will be in 50 megabytes maximum, and that's, I think I said even too much about it. It's 10 megabytes. So yeah, take that into consideration. This was stable throughout the whole Autodisk benchmark test, and it didn't have any issues. I mean, the thermals were quite alright, and it really does keep this small heatsink, really does keep it cool. Comparing it to from PC to PS5, will it have the same thermals? Most likely not, because what I can say, in the PC scenario, you have loads of fans blowing and nice cool air is constantly going throughout the heatsink, dissipating the heat. In the PS5, even though you might have a fan inside, it's not enough. It's simply not enough, so it might go a bit higher. But unfortunately, I don't have a PS5. This is just my presumption, so I can't guarantee 100%. Yeah, that would be it. I can't deny the performance, I can't deny the reliability, I can't deny the durability. The thing is, I'm using in my personal build Samsung, well, 980 Pro, and I used, as already stated in a couple of past reviews regarding Samsung products, specifically SSDs. Big thumbs up, and definitely PC Crazy Performance badge and PC Crazy Approve badge, because what I used in my personal rig, those are the products that I prefer, and those are the products that I recommend. You don't have to go with 4 terabytes. If you need storage, you'll go with 4. You can go with 2 or 1 terabyte. It's all up to you to decide finally at the end what does it suit you. The speed is there, the durability is there. Cool thing that with the PC, if you use it in your PC, you can definitely, I would definitely suggest using Samsung Magician, because it kind of does give additional meaning to your SSD with loads of, let's say, functions, features, and detailed diagnostics of your SSD, so you can keep track of everything. And that'll be it. I'll place the links in the description for 1, 2, and 4 terabytes of the 990 Pro with heatsink, so you can check out the prices. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and click that notification bell so you get notified for the future content coming regularly. Thank you for watching. See you next time, guys. Bye bye.